We are back with Chapter 1, Episode 8 of the SketchUp Beginner Course, Learn 3D Modeling from Scratch. In this episode, we will finish up our sample project, modeling the residential building. So, we will jump right into SketchUp. To finish our project, we select the file from the main menu and start coloring our surfaces with materials and textures. But before we start, you may notice that SketchUp's user interface was updated. As you can see, the buttons for undo or redo are now located in the upper left corner. And the main menu button was also updated. We will now use it to open, save, or download our projects. With that out of the way, let's get back to our project. We can select the Fill tool from the toolbar. Then the panel for the materials and textures will open on the right-hand side. This limited selection is only a small portion of what SketchUp has to offer. But I would like to show you how you can color surfaces with this blue color first. Once a color is selected, we can left-click on any face to apply the fill. It's as simple as that. And to show all materials and textures, we click on this symbol. Under Colors, you can now choose any color that you like, and you're welcome to use different colors as well to make your house colorful. If you want to quickly reuse a previous color, you can select the Sample Material tool and then left-click on an already filled face to take a sample of that material and automatically switch to the Fill tool. Then you can color other faces with the same filling. So we orbit around the building and apply the fill to all areas we want to paint with this color. Now let's choose a texture for the balcony. Under Asphalt and Concrete, we can choose one of these textures, for example. Again, I suggest you make your own choices and also check out the other categories before you decide. As we can see, a texture does not only fill a surface with color, but also add structures and patterns. With textures, you can make your 3D models look much more realistic, and using textures in SketchUp is as easy as using the paint bucket. When coloring the balcony, keep in mind that there are several areas to consider. Take your time and don't forget the bottom of the balcony. To fill the remaining areas of our house, we go through the textures one by one. If you like a certain texture, you can apply it to the appropriate part of the house. We will first finish the large areas, and then we will take care of the doors and windows. Under Brick, Cladding and Siding, we will find textures that are suitable for the chimney. Since it is complex to color each surface individually, we can solve the process more elegantly with the help of the Select tool. For this, we focus on the chimney and use the Select tool to draw a selection window from left to right around the chimney. You must be careful not to select other lines or faces, like in this case. So before we drag our selection, we will align our view so that there are no lines or faces directly behind it. Then we will drag the selection again. And if we now use the Fill tool, we can click on the selection and all areas will be filled at once. Now we just have to reselect the Select tool and then click in the 3D viewport to deselect the chimney. Under Roofing, we select the texture for the roof and fill in all surfaces of the roof. We will leave the lower roof surfaces unfilled because the roof tiles are only placed on the upper side. To color the pool, we can select the texture under synthetic surfaces. For example, let's try out this texture and fill in all outer pool faces. Under water, we can even find textures that represent a transparent water surface, which we apply to our water surface. You will notice that the faces below the water surface are not filled yet. And because we can't fill through faces, we have to hide the overlaying face first. So pick the select tool and now right-click on the water surface. In the submenu, click on Hide. Now the view is clear, so we can take the sample material tool to copy the texture of the outer pool faces and apply it to the remaining faces. To unhide the water surface, we go to Display and click on the button All. Now we orbit to the right side of the house and choose a texture for the window frames. To do this, we have to scroll up in the panel and we can try out a texture under metal. Maybe let's select this one. And to fill the complete window frame, we have to apply this texture to each single face of the frame. Alternatively, we can angle the view from top to bottom so that no lines or faces are directly behind the frame. Now we can use the Select tool and drag a selection window from left to right around the window frame. Now select the Fill tool and click on the selection. This will also fill the face that is supposed to look like glass, but since we will use a glass texture for this face in the end, it doesn't matter. So we pick the Select tool and click into the 3D viewport to deselect the windows. To show you another selection method, we will orbit to the back of the house and right-click on the front face of the frame. In the submenu, we click on Select and then on Connected Faces. This will select the entire window frame. So now we can take the Fill tool and apply it to the selection. Since you know the drill, I will now fast forward the editing of the left side of the house. That leaves the window frame and the two door frames on the front left. Since the pool hides our view, we will use the Select tool to apply a triple click and then press the right mouse button and hide the pool completely. Then right-click on the frame face, go to Select, and click on Connected Faces. Take the Fill tool and use it on the selection. For the entrance door and the balcony door, we proceed in the same way. Select tool, right-click, select, Connected Faces, Fill tool, and fill. One last time for the balcony door. However, as soon as we select the connected faces, the balcony floor is also selected. To deselect the floor face, we hold down the Shift key and then left-click on the floor to remove the face from the selection. Then take the Fill tool and apply it. Then we unhide the pool, so go to Display and click on All. Now only the door and the window faces are missing their texture. Under Glass and Mirrors, we will find this transparent glass texture. We can apply it to all window faces. Here on the front, on the right, on the back, and on the left side. And if you're open to a little gimmick, you can also create a glass house. SketchUp is great for trying out crazy ideas. But I will undo these steps and finish the building as planned. For the balcony door, we can choose a window covering and apply it. And for the final finish, we can choose a suitable texture for the entrance door. For example, go to Wood and select a texture and apply it on the door. Well, it doesn't look too bad for the first try, don't you think? You can be quite proud of yourself. Finally, we will update our project in the cloud by clicking on Save in the upper left corner. Hey, congratulations for successfully completing the first chapter. But don't just sit back, we have plenty of supplies coming up. And if you enjoyed the first chapter, definitely hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to continue with chapter 2 as soon as it's released. And I will see you very soon.